There we go. Now it's rocking and rolling. Now we're doing it. Good. Looks like it's going. There we go. Greg Gold Coast, I'm glad you're back, buddy. Missed you. Brian, what's up, my man? How's it going? Linda in South Carolina, welcome, Linda. How are you? I see your little avatar with your little Trump guy next to your face. Rhonda, always good talking to Rhonda. Tom in Castleberry, welcome. Ashley Marie, I just read your chakras tweet, and you're awesome. Because not a lot of people know that. So I'm looking into that one. Beautiful. Lisa from Walterboro, South Carolina. Mandy from Perth, Washington. Erica from Minnesota. I think it was Erica. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I'll go over the After Dark stuff here in a minute. Calm yourselves, folks. Calm yourselves. Susan, Susan, I interviewed Susan a long time ago. She's a wonderful person. Suzanne in Melbourne, Australia. Faye, Fort Mountain, Chatsworth, Georgia, it looks like. Beautiful. Ben in St. Louis. What's up, Barbara, Florida, checking in. North Carolina. Dr. Aura Tovar, you are a beautiful woman. If you want to see a great podcast, go check out Dr. Tovar's The Naked Podcast, because she's a genius and wonderful. I will always, always promote others' podcasts that I'm friends with and I believe in. So there you go. Hello, everybody. What's happening? Good to see everybody. Oh my goodness, it's going so fast. Kentucky. Kimmy. Branson. I think it was Missouri. What's up? Lena, I love you. Oh, thank you for loving the show. I appreciate it. Wonderful. Vancouver, Washington. Miami. Clearwater, Oregon. Gig Harbor, Washington. That's an interesting one. Buffalo, New York. What's going on? How are you? Yuma, Arizona. Nice. Hello. Kent, Washington. Kent, Washington. Beautiful. All right. How's it going? How's it going? Mars. Christine's in Mars. That's fantastic. Awesome. Florida. Lots of Florida. My homies from Florida. I love it. Lexington, Washington. I saw it, John. New Orleans. Beautiful. Natalie, Cincinnati, Ohio. I say hi back to you. Any newbies? Any newbie? I know there's newbies coming on all the time. Trust me, because I'm getting questions that I can tell people who are coming in now and have not seen from the beginning. It's okay, though. We love and appreciate all of you. Welcome, by the way. If you're here for the first time or you're a newbie and you've been around just for recent times, welcome to being a Noble Patriot. This is where we study and research and dig on our own. I think I saw Altamont Springs, Florida. Hello, Gloria. Welcome. If you're in Altamont, you're like right around the corner. Oneida, every night. Beautiful. Boom. By the way, I give people full permission. If you cannot sleep after this show, I do not want to be held responsible for your insomnia. So watch the show in the morning if you have to. Because everyone tells me they can't sleep. It happens. I get it. All right. Excellent. Melbourne, Australia. Welcome. Okay, let me go over the After Dark show. And by the way, tonight we have to be a little faster because I am a single dad tonight because my wife is on the road. So I have other things to tend to and life and everything else. So I got to be efficient tonight. So keep me on track, everybody. Let me know. You're going too long. But I do have to say before we start, After Dark. First of all, thank you for all the feedback on the post that I set up afterward, making sure everyone was watching it because I couldn't tell the views and I couldn't get any comments, which I already knew that was going to happen. We're working on that. We're developing more of a platform And by the way, for those people out there who think the After Dark last night was deep, no, I was giving you a baseline. That's a baseline. We're going to go a lot deeper than that. And some people are like, oh, I already know that stuff. I know, but not everyone does. Remember, I have to realize that I have to be general to a lot of people. I have a lot of people coming in, and the more content we put out there, more people are coming in. So you have to start somewhere. I was getting the basis. We're going to go a lot deeper, and people are going to be like, what do you mean? How can you go deeper on the all-seeing eye and reptilians? Oh, it goes deeper. It goes very deep. And we're going to go into the mind. We're going to go into the planet. We're going to go into a whole bunch of stuff. Now, let me clarify. Currently, right now, remember, I had to pivot. The website, the network, therevolutionnetwork.com is designed for you guys to come and to get news, to get the shows every night, to get my interviews, you name it, right? That's what it was designed for. Also, products, healthcare. Because remember, at the end of the day, I am a physician. I am trying to help as many people get healthy as humanly possible, and that's why I like to add health in the shows. It's been a little crazy lately with politics, so we don't get as much, but I am going to show you the history of healthcare as we go. So the website is also for that. Obviously, I do parasite protocols. We do iodine. I'm going to get Dominic on this right now. I have a product now in my arsenal that is immune boosting, has zinc, which will drive it into the cell, has vitamin C, also has copper. So meaning I can't claim this, but I can just tell you that it can kill pathogens. I'll say that. All right, and it keeps the immune system up. So I'm working on that. We're gonna get like a one-pager up on that because I know people are gonna want it. So that's awesome. I'm working on that tonight. I just had a phone call on that tonight. Okay. So the network was for the show originally, right? It was never intended for the After Dark show. The Noble Patriot Group was intended for the After Dark show. However, I've also been saying all along, welcome to being a creative entrepreneur. You get to flip and pivot as you go, which is one of my favorite things to do, is to change on the go. Change is actually fun, right? If you don't like change, you got to work on yourself because change is automatic in this planet, in this world, right? So it changed. Facebook, Twitter, you name it, Instagram, they all have decided that they are going to start throwing people off for being anti-vaccine, conspiratorial, questioning anything that's conspiratorial, etc. So there's things that I've already said on the After Dark, on the Noble Patriot groups that they could very easily take off, meaning they could actually pull the whole page right now. I don't want them to, but, okay, but the audio is up, guys. The audio is up on the show. I can turn my audio up more, but then people get yelled at me. I have my audio right here, and it's like up. So it depends on what you're watching it on, too. If you're watching it on a mobile device versus a desktop, it comes in on your end. My end is all way up, okay? So they could pull stuff anytime they want. So the Noble Patriot group page is most likely going to turn into a very health, patriot-centered page to keep it vanilla and neutral. Not because we're not going to be patriots. I don't mean neutral as if we're going to be boring. We're just, I don't want it to get pulled, okay? There's too much invested in it. There's too many good people on there. I want to help you, okay? So I will still do Noble Patriot group discussions on live. We'll get those scheduled out, and I'll do those from a health standpoint. After Dark is going to go to the network page, and we're working right now behind the scenes in the last day. We're working on probably building some sort of membership page that you have to subscribe to get After Dark. And I don't know how that's going to work out, so I don't want to guarantee that or promise that. I'm just saying After Dark will end up like last night on the website because guess what? They can't pull that, all right? And we're trying to build this so they can't pull the After Dark, because the After Dark stuff, guys, keep in mind, like tonight, I'm going to go through general information. Now, it's all good and it's all up to date and current for the most part, but people want to go deeper. And if I go too deep on this show right here, they will yank it. This is going to turn into competition for InfoWars. Because guess what? I know this. Remember, I also understand marketing. I also understand sales. InfoWars, Alex has zero competition. And I don't mind Alex. I don't really watch him anymore because he gets too dramatic and he gets too crazy and over the top. But I used to watch InfoWars all the time. However, I also know that there's nobody else running a network like that that has physician credentials like I do. So you have all of these other natural health people out there doing products and everything else, and they're just talking about health, but they never dive into what's going on in the world. And they're all connected directly. All right. So let's just take over the new world and get everyone healthy, get everyone educated. Tell me if you want this. I have people in the background ready right now who are ready to do another show with me. I've held it off a little bit because I want to make sure it goes the right direction. I don't want to just bring stuff in just to do it. I want to make sure it's on purpose, on brand, on message. But I have people ready to come in who want to teach you guys entrepreneurial and business lessons, skills. As we go into this new world, I've told you, gold is coming back, silver is coming back, commodities are coming back, crypto's coming in. You're going to have an entirely new economy in the new year. All right? And you're going to need to know how to get new jobs, live in a quantum world. You're going to need to know how to be an entrepreneur. Let me tell you, I meet business people all the time who need to be busier, who need to have a bigger business, but they're afraid because they've been taught the wrong things about business. Why do I have successful businesses with my wife? Why do I have a successful practice? Why do we have about 4 successful brands on the side? Because we learned the natural laws of how business works. You make it easier on yourself to expand and be prosperous. So all of this stuff we're bringing in. We just have to pivot a little bit. Okay? So, I want you to know that. That's all coming. We're going to drive value so far, it's going to make your head spin. I will give free content all day to drive value if I know that you're going to invest your time, yourself, into more skills, into more knowledge to make yourselves better, because ultimately, there's a great shirt out there. It says Republican, Democrat, and they're both crossed out. And then below it, it says entrepreneur. Because at the end of the day, you get rid of the political labels. And the only thing that will ever drive a country towards greatness is entrepreneurship, business, driving value, and creating solutions and products for people that have problems. That is what we're going to do. All right. So that's where After Dark is going to be. Yes, we're working on it. So you're going to be able to go back and watch the After Darks. Don't worry. We're working on all that. But guess what? I had to pivot in one day. All right. So that's what happened in one day. I pivoted. Now we're driving towards that. Now I have people working on the network behind the scenes. I have people still building. I'm dumping resources, money, finance into that. Just go, 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 go. Right. So that's why I sell healthcare, because I need to make this thing go behind the scenes so that we can take care of all the noble patriots out there. Because at the end of the day, I want all of you successful so you can take better care of your families, your children, your neighborhoods, your communities. That is the goal. That is how we build a real country that is successful going forward. All right? Awesome. This is what we're going to do. And yeah, by the way, this ain't work. This is fun, right? This is what I do. I can go 24 hours a day with this. I only sleep because my body needs a little bit of rest. All right? This will make you on fire. When you're on purpose, you're on fire. If you are feeling tired in your life, there is something in your way from a barrier standpoint, or you are off purpose. Yes, there can be physical problems as well, but those are not hard. They're fixable. We fix physical health problems. If you're run down, you got to find out why you're run down and handle it. All right? Let's rock and roll. Let me start off with something really, really cool. By the way, this is Revolution Network. Dr. Jason Dean, your source to health, freedom, and knowledge. I don't even know if I said that already or not, but I want to show you something pretty freaking cool to start this thing off with. Let's rock and roll with an amazing video. Who likes bald eagles? Here we go.
Okay, here's the deal. I give you this piece of fish. You sing me a song. I'm just kidding. Oh. There's the song. Woo! Okay. That was a really good song. Thank you.
I don't know. I thought that was pretty cool. How many times do you see a bald eagle like sing for you? That looks pretty freaking awesome. Okay, now there's a couple videos I wanted to show you, and forgive me for being about 2 days late on this, but we obviously had Jason on the show, which I love Jason. I didn't want to delay him for these videos because they're not that important, but they are quite fascinating. This is a little bit about Joe Biden. So let me take you right into this because this is interesting to say the least. How and tonight's theme is a criminal. How stupid are criminals? They are actually very dumb. People just don't realize it. So let me take you to a criminal and then a Supreme Court justice kind of calling out the criminal because this is kind of hilarious in a way.
Good morning, Judge. Welcome to the blinding lights. Finding out what you mean when you say that you would apply the natural law philosophy to the Constitution is, in my view, the single most important task of this committee.
Senator Biden was very focused on natural law. How did that go?
Who knows? I have no idea what he was talking about.
I just want to make sure we all know what we're talking about here, that you and I know at least what we're talking about here. There's a fervent and aggressive school of thought that wishes to see natural law further inform the Constitution than it does now, argued against by the positivist led by Judge Bork. Now, again, that may be lost on all the people. You know and I know what we're talking about.
I have to be perfectly honest with you. You sit there and you have no idea what they are talking about. All I know is that he was asking me these questions about natural law.
Someone may apply it in a way, like Moore, who leads him in a direction that is, quote, liberal. You may apply it in a way that leads you in a direction that's conservative. Or you may, like many argue, not apply it at all. But it is a fundamental question that is going to be almost impossible for non-lawyers to grasp in an exchange. But you know and I know it is a big, big deal. And in conclusion,
one of the things you do in hearings is you have to sit there and look attentively at people you know have no idea what they're talking about. And it was fine. I understood what he was trying to do. I didn't really appreciate it. Natural law was nothing more than a way of tricking me into talking about abortion. Since many Catholic moral philosophers saw the two things as intimately related. But my interest in natural law was different.
Joe Biden. Joe Biden. My favorite part of that, honestly, was couple. Joe Biden with a stupid smirk on his face, because clearly Joe Biden has gotten by with that big smirk, and then Justice Thomas looking back at him with like a blank stare of like, what are you talking about? But he just kept a perfect poker face, but his poker face was like, it was like stunned of like, I don't know what you're talking about. Anyway, I thought that was phenomenal because it really just shows that Joe Biden has always been the same. Always been the same. And I question any congressperson, both in the House or the Senate. I question any of them when they say, oh yeah, so-and-so is a friend of mine. Like I've heard Lindsey Graham say, Joe Biden is a friend of mine. I have a problem with that. If you're a friend with these people, I have a problem with that. Now, I'm going to show you this video as well, which I'll tell you what I have a problem with after I show it to you. But this is ACB getting a little support.
Judge, let's try to answer some of Senator Harris's accusations. Are you a racist?
I am not a racist, Senator Kennedy.
You're sure?
I'm positive.
Do you support, in all cases, corporations over working people?
I do not, and I think if you look at my record, you will see cases in which I've decided in favor of plaintiffs, not corporations.
Are you against clean air, bright water, and environmental justice?
I am not against any of those things. Those are policies that the Congress has pursued in many statutes, and I think we all reap the benefits of when those statutes work.
Do you support science?
I do, and I help my children with their homework when they're trying to learn it.
You're sure of that?
I am sure I believe in science, and I support science.
Do you support children and prosperity?
I support children, 7 of my own, and then support others, obviously think children are our future, support children, and yes, I support prosperity.
Do you hate little warm puppies?
I do not hate little warm puppies.
Okay, I just want to get all that clear. See, we did that in about 2 minutes.
I think that my daughter Juliet, who's 10, would want me to put in a plug right now to say I do not hate chinchillas, because we don't have a puppy in the Barrett house, but we do have a very fluffy chinchilla, and so I don't hate chinchillas either.
Duly noted. Look, Senator Harris is my friend, and I get it. She's running for vice president. But I want to address these voting rights allegations. Senator Harris has implied that some states are pristine and other states aren't in terms of discriminating against people on the basis of gender or race or ethnicity. We disagree. She thinks America is systemically racist. I don't. I think our history is the best evidence of that. I don't think we're a racist country. I think we're a country that has some racists in it. I'm very proud of the fact that our country has gone from, in 150 years, which in the grand scheme of life, death, and the resurrection is the blink of an eye, we've gone from institutionalized slavery to an African-American president. We've passed, I'll miss some of these dates, but we've passed civil rights laws in, I think 1869, 1871, 1957, 1961, 1965, 1990, 1991. I'm pretty proud of that. But let me get back to my point. My good friend, Senator Harrison, she is my friend. I have an enormous amount of respect for Kamala. She suggested that some states are wicked and other states are pristine. And I would gently remind her that California, a state I love. I love visiting California. You got to keep moving because they'll tax you if you stand still. But I love California. But California has.
So that I believe that's Senator Kennedy off the top of my head. Now, first of all, don't panic on him. He was asking the dumb questions in the beginning because he was mocking the left's questions. Like, clearly she's not going to admit she's a racist if she was, and she's not. And she's not going to, like, say she hates puppies, and she's not going to say she hates clean air and clean water. He was mocking the left. My problem with this is not Kennedy. Like, I understood the first 3 minutes. I thought they're actually pretty funny. He used his time not to badger her, but to point out the complete atrocity that the left is. This is my problem. And maybe this is something I have to work on. Because I have not yet gotten over the criminal activities of the left. So at the end, when he says, I'm good friends with Senator Harris, I have a problem with that. Now, either he doesn't know what she does behind the scenes, or he's just being, I don't know, polite, whatever it is. I don't know how you get along with a Senator Harris person. So, for example, if I was in the Senate right now and Harris came up to me, I'm sorry, I am not going to shake her hand and say, nice to meet you. No. You are a criminal who is committing crimes on our country. So, unless these guys are all completely oblivious to what's going on, I definitely would not get on a microphone and go, I don't agree with Harris, but I'm good friends with her. If you're good friends with her and you support her as a senator, then I want your background checked as well. Because I'm sorry, if you're good friends with someone who acts the way they act and does what they do and says the things she says, we have a problem. That means that at least 2/3 of Congress probably needs to go to jail. Now, I'm all for reaching across the aisle and talking to the liberal left, the Democrats, people, and say, hey, let's get together. But if you're a rat, like, for example, I'm not going to go up to President Obama if I was to meet him and go, hey, nice to meet you. It's a pleasure. Sorry, not going to happen. You committed treason against our country, and you weren't even an eligible president. I would not go up to Biden and go, oh, hey, nice to meet you, Vice President Biden. For example, right, when I was in undergrad college back in Cortland, New York, on our graduation day at the ceremony, then Senator Hillary Clinton spoke at our graduation ceremony. And I basically tuned it out. And then when we went to get our diplomas, there was 2 lines. Now keep in mind, the school I went to is very liberal. It's a conservative area, but the school is liberal like a lot of academia is. There was 2 lines. And I said that if I ended up in her line, which I did not, I ended up in the other line. If I ended up in her line, would I go up and shake her hand? I actually said out loud, I will not shake that woman's hand. You're like, why? I'm like, because she's a criminal. I knew it back then. No, not doing it. That's not because I can't get along with people. I'm not going to force myself to be kind or nice to someone I know is a criminal, right? He didn't have to say he was good friends with her. He could have left that alone. Why is he outright saying, oh, I'm good friends with Senator Harris? He said it like 2 or 3 times. Sorry, I can't live with that. I can't. That's not cool. That tells me I think stuff goes on behind the scenes because remember, there are secret societies. Now, here is the highlight, the last highlight of Amy Coney Barrett, which was tremendous.
Allegations about foreign influence. Since he asked you about it, and since he asked about foreign influence in government, I think it's only fair that I ask whether, hypothetically speaking, just hypothetically, if there were, let's say, a vice president of the United States who hypothetically had an adult son, who hypothetically worked for a foreign oligarch, who then sold access to his father, the vice president, and his father then intervened in a case to make sure that that oligarch wasn't prosecuted, hypothetically, would that constitute the kind of foreign corruption that the Constitution's concerned about?
I can't answer hypotheticals.
Well, I thought you might say that, and I'm glad you don't and won't, because who knows, that case may come before you, but I think it's a fair set of questions to ask. Let me ask you about some.
Now, I actually don't remember who that is. He's phenomenal, though. But the best part was the setup for that question was not the actual question. The setup for that question was not the hypothetical, the hypothetical, the hypothetical. The setup for that question was, good, I'm glad you didn't answer that because it could come before you in the court. So, he was setting that up. She knows damn well, too, by the way. Let me tell you, Amy Coney Barrett has the best poker face on the planet. For what she's gone through and the punches thrown at her, and not punches that are directly in her face. Like when the senator from Hawaii, the train wreck that one is, asked questions about her connection in sexual harassment, abuse, anything sexual. The fact that she didn't flinch at all, I'm not going to lie to you. If I was in that position and someone brought that up in front of my young child, we might have a bit of a problem, and I don't know that I would go just completely poker face, but she's a rock star, I tell you, like total rock star. All right. Let me go into the closing. You guys didn't remind me. You didn't yell at me to wrap things up because I have to have a shorter night. Okay. Just for hanging out and getting some responsibilities done at home. However, Twitter shut down today. Did you see that? Why did Twitter shut down? I don't know. We haven't got official confirmation yet, but maybe things like this have something to do with it. Oh, that's right. Biden, Chinese Communist Party. Second batch of smoking gun emails reveal Hunter Biden's dealings with disappeared Chinese energy company chairman about his $30 million consultancy fee for introductions alone. So let me get this straight. The vice president's son, who is a crackhead junkie, no offense to the junkies out there because I think this one's worse, is selling access to the U.S. government for introductions alone. Just an introduction, not a meeting. The introduction is $30 million consultancy fee. I mean, are you kidding me? $30 million consultancy fee just for an introduction, you do realize this is all going to blow up on them completely. Now, let me take you to this genius moment of the night.
We can do this. You can ban chokeholds. You can, but beyond that, you have to teach people how to de-escalate circumstances. De-escalate. So instead of anybody coming at you and the first thing you do is shoot to kill, you shoot them in the leg. There's ways you have to do more background checks in terms of whether or not the person coming in passes certain psychological test. And the last thing I'll say, and I'm sorry because it's really, I think, really, really important, is you have to be in a position where you are able to identify the things that have to change. And one of the things that has to change is so many cops get called into circumstances where somebody is mentally off, like what happened not long ago with that guy with the knife. That's why we have to provide within police departments psychologists and social workers to go out with the cops on those calls, some of those 911 calls, to de-escalate the circumstance, to deal with talking them down. But we can't. Cops are kind of like school.
Cops are kind of like, he ended there with, cops are kind of like school teachers. First of all, let me clarify this for everybody if you weren't aware with the thing called self-defense. If someone's coming at you, I'm going to tell you, I wouldn't recommend shooting them in the leg first to slow them down. What I would recommend you do is you aim right for here. Don't shoot him in the leg. Shooting him in the leg to slow them down. No, if you've ever been shooting, target practice, you shoot for center, and then if you really get good, you can go for the face. But go for the center. You want the ball. You want the surface area. And there's a heart in there. There's a lung. There's lungs. I shouldn't say a lung. There's lungs. It's a pair of lungs. You go for the center mass, right? Surface area. These people are stupid. They're criminals. And on top of that, social workers, psychiatrists, you do realize they want the radical left, the controllers of the planet, want as many human beings on psych drugs as humanly possible. Do you know why they want them on psych drugs? Because remember, this is not control of the money supply. This is not control of the food, not control of the air, not control of the technology. This is control of the mind. They want control of the mind. If you control the mind, you control everything. Why? Because the mind connects to the ether. It connects to consciousness. It connects to source. It connects to God. If you control the mind, they have it all. You will never walk away from this prison planet if they control the people's minds. That's why the psych drugs. That's why the psychiatrists. That's why the social workers. You're telling me that you're going to send out a social worker, a psych, with the police into possible dangerous environments where those psych, whatever they are, have zero experience. That's not their place. And on top of that, we need to handle the whole freaking psychology world, because I'm going to tell you right now, sorry if you have a psychology background, psychology degrees, anything psych, it's like a communications degree. Throw it in the trash, because we've already figured out that stuff. All right? They are trying to control the mind of the planet. They want a hive mind. They do not want us getting our individuality. They do not want us getting our own minds, our sovereign minds. They don't want us giving anything sovereign. That's what they're going for. That's completely what they're going for. So, in conclusion on that one, don't shoot him in the leg. Okay? Go for this. All right? Completely insane. And as always, the Babylon Bee nails it. Trump attempts to catch Hunter Biden trapped in trap labeled free crack. Oh my God. Trump attempts to catch Hunter Biden in a trap labeled free crack. If that isn't the funniest damn thing you've ever seen, I don't know what is. That's fantastic. That is absolutely genius. If you don't know the Babylon Bee, Trump is behind him, behind the bush. That's tremendous. That is like that. It might be my favorite thing to see today. So this is what I'm gonna do because I do need to wrap it up. This is what I do need to do. So I'm gonna wrap it up with this today. I'm gonna throw a few things out. I'll bring back on a later show. Because I'll answer a couple questions before I get off. But if you didn't know, POTUS was asked the $1 million question again tonight. Let me show you what it was. NBC's Savannah Guthrie asked President Trump at town hall to once and for all disavow the conspiracy theory QAnon. President Trump, I know nothing of QAnon. Guthrie, you do know. President Trump, what I do hear about is they are very strongly against pedophilia. I don't know if they're just innately stupid on that side, but this is what's happening. And Trump, by the way, Trump is playing chess, folks. All right? Why does he say, I know nothing of QAnon? Because he doesn't know the Anons. He answers the question correctly. Now, I didn't watch the whole thing. I heard she was a train wreck, which is not shocking. Notice how they don't ask him, what is Q, or who is Q, or what do you know about Q? Because if they asked him that, he might actually have to answer because he knows he has to answer honestly. But when you say Q, there's a difference. QAnon. Q is whatever Q is. Right? QAnon, he doesn't know QAnon. QAnon are Anons. He does not know these people. He doesn't know them personally. So he is answering the question completely honestly. He knows nothing of QAnons. He doesn't know them. But then when they push him on it, he always goes to, well, they feel very strongly about against pedophilia, which is genius because this is the thing. Pedophilia is such a gotcha, red pill word. Meaning, the majority of America are still traditional conservative style Americans, right? If you look at the country on a map, the red blue, the only blue really, I mean, you have some out west, like in the Colorado areas, but the really blue are the cities. But the rest of the country is very traditional, conservative, constitutional, libertarian red, right? So when you say pedophilia, when he mentions that on a national network, it forces people to listen up real quick because conservatives, traditional people, are completely against pedophilia, and not only against it, if they were to hear someone was doing that to a child, they would take immediate action for the most part because it's such a disgusting act, disgusting word, right? So he's triggering them with the word. Now, these people have to go Google QAnon, and they probably Google QAnon with pedophilia. And then they find out that this group is behind President Trump, and on top of that, they believe that there's really big elites controlling this whole system and that they need to go down because they're trying to harm America and the children. Genius. 100% genius. So he answers the question honestly, but then he allows people to go research and dig, and he totally plays chess against the public. So I will end there because I had to go do some duties and get some things handled in the house. Because yes, at the end of the day, I am a dad. I am a husband. And so my job is to be a dad and a husband and get some things handled and pack. So I will answer a couple questions here. If you want, from a health standpoint or political standpoint, I will do 5 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes. 4 minutes of questions. So get those in. Here is working with me directly and the kids line. All right. And then here is the protocol because the blue moon's coming. You have a gigantic full moon on October 31st. All right, there's no after dark tonight, guys. I'm tapped out after this. I'm doing some stuff and then going to bed. That is my plan. All right. Revaluation, I don't know. I don't fully know. I have not had a chance to study a lot of stuff today. I've been very busy at the office. So when I'm busy at the office, there's some posting that goes out and everything else. Is Christmas satanic? Christmas is not necessarily satanic. It's pagan. If you didn't know Christmas was a pagan holiday, I'm sorry. You have to go search that. That's most holidays are pagan. If you didn't know that, yeah. Can chiropractic care help MS? Barb, it's not necessarily going to reverse it, but yes, chiropractic care. If you have MS, I would absolutely say you should be under chiropractic care. Okay, let's see. Don't sleep with a meth pipe. Genius. All right, Catherine, awesome. What is the asteroid the day before the election? I don't know. I haven't looked into it too much. I don't think it's a big deal. I'm more looking towards December. All right. Let's see. Blue moon matters in parasites because the blue moon amplifies parasitic issues. All right. Oh, good. I have more crypto coming. Yes, I do. We're going to do more information on that. My personal crypto portfolio is playing out nicely. Let's see. COPD. Yeah, we handle COPD all the time. 100%. Got to get the cardiovascular system and lungs working. Got to get the vascular system going. Sovereign silver is great. Let's see. Can I help people get off psych drugs? I can help your body heal enough where you don't need medications in general. That is what I do. What other crypto besides XRP? Oh, wow. There's Tron. There's Theta. There's Stellar Lumens. Let's see. There's VeChain. There's a whole, I mean, those are a handful off the top of my head. I'd have to look at the price chart. I mean, Ethereum. People ask me about Bitcoin all the time. No, I don't really invest in the Bitcoin that much. I have some, but I mean, it's $11,000 a coin right now. Even if it goes to $100,000, you're not going to make enough money on it to impact your world unless you can buy a bunch of it. So people ask me like, why XRP? Because I see XRP as a global interchange. That's why. I'm not investing in a global order. I'm investing in a freaking bank. That's what I'm investing in. And so how do I make the majority or a large amount of money back fast? I invest in something that costs me 25 cents a coin that has the potential to go from anywhere from $100 a coin to $10,000 a coin. That's how I invest in a lot and make a lot of money. I don't know a lot about Litecoin. I just know of it. I haven't done a lot of research on it lately, so I can't speak intelligently on that. And then, by the way, I am not the expert on crypto. I am learning as I go as well, and I follow a lot of other experts on it. I am learning more and more every day, just like anything else. If you asked me 3 years about crypto, I would say nothing. I know zero. Today, I know a lot more than where I started, and that's why I'm doing well in it, because I've learned. Gaining knowledge, as we talk about, okay? Let's see. Yes, Dr. Tim McFadden loves Monero. And also, I'm not a day trader. I'm a holder. Okay, so I don't day trade. I don't have time, and I don't know enough about it. Let's see. I don't know about Dallas October 17. It's not actually on the events list, so I don't know what's actually happening there. I couldn't tell you. I don't do meditation, so I can't give you recommendations on that. Let's see. Somebody said apples are good for the body. Apples are high sugar. I would not eat apples. Sorry, that's my opinion on it. May not like that, but I love you. Hormones. Yes, we handle hormones. We got to find out which endocrine organ is not working properly, okay? All right, one last question, because I'm over my time. One last question. Thank you, Kathy. Kathy, thank you for being the only one that keeps me accountable tonight. I appreciate it. Okay. One last question. I said I would answer one last, okay? Let's see. Are there Chinese troops in Canada? I do not physically know. I have not seen them. I've read a little bit about it, but I don't know enough about it, so I couldn't tell you, okay? I don't want to just give you random stuff. Yes, I will let you know about this copper zinc immune support supplement. I will let you know as fast as I can get that up. I just found out about it today, and I just got access to stuff today. So there you go, okay? Guys, I love you all. By the way, as always, serve and help someone tomorrow. Your fellow man, woman, child. Do something to better the world. Dr. Jason Dean, Revolution Network signing off. You guys all have a blessed, wonderful, amazing evening and tomorrow. Have a good night.